Hello, WhatCulture buddies, pals, friends, loved ones. Here we are in Las Vegas. Still going to give you a weather update. It's not that cold today, which is good for me. I burn very easily. I got a lot of sun cream on, so I think I'm going to be okay. So that makes me happy. What a lovely place it is. Lovely is probably not the right word. It's so over the top and audacious, but I like it. I'm that kind of a guy, but maybe I'm just pumped for WrestleMania 41, and they're already here. They're in. I've scoured the internet. I've actually talked to some people because I'm just that kind of a guy. I'm a real investigative journalist, and we do have some rumors. I have them written down on my phone. The biggest one, of course, is The Rock apparently is in town. Let's not forget, the WWE board member, Dwayne Johnson, could just be here for business, which would make sense. Why would he not be here? Right, he's probably the most famous person on the board, I guess, for lack of a better term. And if Nick Khan's here and Triple H is here and the whole team is there, even if it's just for a morale boost, because that would happen, but I don't even see it as a rumor, or at least a news, again, if it's a news story, his name is massive. He has to be at WrestleMania. He has to be in John Cena's corner. Again, we were calling this before SmackDown. You may have seen SmackDown already, but do I think we need to mention it on there? No, not really. We could probably tease it, but we've seen it before. It could pop on a social media video. I don't think, given we're so close to the event, that someone's going to fly into Vegas and buy a ticket for WrestleMania. And he does like those surprises. I think you could even do it on Sunday night when Cody out is John Cena is out, and then you get, if you smirk, you get a massive pop, right? People in Las Vegas would go totally nuts. And I'm, excuse me, all about chaos, and I'm all about carnage. I don't worry about how it affects the story until I see it. But actually saying that, I think it makes the narrative better. A lot of people have said one of the negatives when it comes to the Cody Rhodes, John Cena stuff is that we didn't talk about The Rock enough. But there are ways to capitalize on that, and there are ways to make it work if you acknowledge it, for lack of a better term. Shout out to my man, Roman Reigns. So yes, I mean, if I was going to put a expectometer on it, I think he will be there on Sunday. He may even be there on Saturday. Maybe there was a stupid rumor as well that it was going to be The Rock teaming up with Seth Rollins for some reason, because Seth Rollins has been wearing a lot of The Rock's old clothes. I mean, maybe he did that as a little bit of an Easter egg, a little bit of a nugget, but it could happen. I mean, why the hell not? I say this in all my videos, do new stuff, try new things, throw it at the wall. Seth Rollins going heel and teaming up with maybe Paul Heyman and The Rock wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. And didn't we kind of tease as well that Travis Scott, of course, John Cena, and The Rock, we're going to have a fourth guy? It's kind of difficult to put Seth Rollins in there, given we did at WrestleMania 40. But I'm happy to try it. So I think as a rumor, it's probably one you should start leaning into fact. And I will put my hair on the line that he is there at WrestleMania 41. I mean, I think he's going to be tied to the finish. I think he's going to screw over Cody Rhodes and Steve Austin's going to come out, which actually is a rumor I didn't put on here, but we should put that on here too. He's at the Hall of Fame with Bret Hart. I don't think you're going to invite Las Vegas in. I don't think you're going to invite Steve Austin into Las Vegas and at least pitch the idea. I cannot believe that Stone Cold Steve Austin has come to Las Vegas on WrestleMania weekend to induct a match into the Hall of Fame. Don't get me wrong, Bret Hart versus Austin at Mania 13 is my favorite match ever. It's the best WrestleMania match ever. It's the best wrestling match I've ever seen. But of course, it's all different tastes. You don't have to like it. I think you'll be there, and I think it'll be a tremendous end. And I think any of the sort of rickety-nickety stuff that we have done on the build-up to this will go away, because we'll have all of that in our hearts and in our minds. So I'm going to whack a 9 out of 10 on that one.
Welcome to Las Vegas. We are here courtesy of Surfshark, who are sponsoring all of our WrestleMania content. And Surfshark's VPN is brilliant. It just makes sure all your stuff stays private and secure when you're out and about online, and they even have a 30-day money-back guarantee. Not only that, but it allows you to change your virtual location to access all of your favorite content, which means you can watch all of WWE shows on Netflix, not just Raw, but SmackDown and NXT too, with no ads. And you get to see all the bonus content us Brits get to see too. Stuff like this.
With everybody saying LA Night, yeah!
Just click the link in the description and use code WhatCultureMania at checkout to get 4 extra months of Surfshark VPN.
And of course, then we have to move to Randy Orton. He is featured on the Backlash poster. He does not have an opponent. So what do? Could it be Solo Sikoa? Of course. I think probably right now I'd lean towards that. But maybe we did all that stuff on SmackDown because WWE was trying to figure stuff out. Like, we've got to tease something. Maybe Solo Sikoa says, I don't want to. He's a heel. He's quite a funny dude as well, I think. But he is a bad guy. He can be an asshole and it's totally fine. And we have 2 names I have written down right here that apparently, one we listen, greatest day of my life, if you watch my content for a long time, Rusev has officially re-signed with WWE. Big E announced this on whatever show that it was. It was very, very journalism. He said, I reached out to the former Rusev. He's coming back. His name's going to be Rusev. I am so excited. You may remember, if you have watched my content for a long time, it's very weird, but I did, when they weren't treating him very well in like 2019, I stuck Save Rusev signs all over me. If he ever saw that, he probably thinks I'm insane, which is true. But something that we know WWE likes to do, they did with Brock Lesnar like 10 years ago, whenever it was, is we've heard rumblings, we've heard rumors about how you were elsewhere. we need a little bit of a PR test. Now, I hate that. I think it's dumb. I think everybody should start with a clean slate. But maybe you do have Rusev returning at WrestleMania, and he would get a Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy, WrestleMania 33 type pop. Most of it is going to be me. And maybe he does lose to Randy Orton. Now, I don't like that. From a fan point of view, I don't like it from a booking point of view. But if that is what WWE is going to do just for their sake, to wipe the slate clean and then give him a mega push, I can handle it, I can take it. Who's the other person? It could be Aleister Black. I would hazard a guess, if I'm going to go with my monitor again, I think Rusev on Raw, Aleister Black on SmackDown, and I think probably Solo Sikoa is the opponent. But if you're Aleister Black, is anyone really going to care about losing to Randy Orton if you get a WrestleMania return pop? I mean, the last one was probably Cody Rhodes about proper secrets, proper surprises. And again, the one before that, the Hardys, there'll be some other people I'm not thinking about right now. But sometimes that can be bigger than what we do on the Raw SmackDown after WrestleMania because it's WrestleMania. And sometimes they can be set in stone and they don't really lean into surprises that much. I mean, the other surprise I can imagine is WrestleMania 38, right? When Vince McMahon had a random match and it was the worst thing we'd ever seen in our lives. So I'd much rather these ones. But either way, it's Rusev, awesome. It's Aleister Black, awesome. Even if we do the Nick Aldis thing. Now, I'm putting my faith in WWE. I think they've held back on that Nick Aldis thing, but used this as an opportunity to tease it. They've got some matches in the UK at some point. There's some pay-per-view coming up soon. I think it could be Randy Orton versus Nick Aldis then, once Randy Orton has turned heel, once Randy Orton has feud with Cody Rhodes, once we've established he's a bad guy again. Because Nick Aldis, well, it's kind of difficult. Nick Aldis wouldn't get booed in the UK, but Randy Orton's such a big star with those European crowds, maybe like, we're not booing him. Are you kidding me? It's not happening. But if WWE does have that plan, I respect them more for holding off, for taking their time, for being patient. Because the old WWE didn't do that. As Kevin Owens said in his Chris Van Vliet interview, or one of the interviews that he did, he used to tell the management and the hierarchy that the fans do remember, stop being stupid, and they were stupid and thought we were idiots. Some of us are, me especially, but you always want those things to count. So if you've decided on what your, what do they call it, I can't remember, tent polling is going to be for Nick Aldis versus Randy Orton, don't deviate now, because we do have an Aleister Black, we have a Rusev, we have a Solo Sikoa. It can be a 5-minute match. There is nothing wrong with short matches on WrestleMania. Again, WrestleMania 33, Goldberg, Brock Lesnar, best sub 5-minute match ever. It keeps the crowd awake, it keeps the variety there. And Randy Orton does need a big win. That dude has been doing losses a lot recently, so I don't think we need to do that. The other big one is the allegiances or the alliances of one Paul Heyman. Now, if you're a betting man like myself, I think you'd probably imagine he goes with CM Punk, because seeing those two together again is going to be interesting. I do think just through a time point of view, it's time to separate Roman from Paul Heyman, because we've done that now. What else are you going to do? He also pushed him to the floor, so I don't really think you can put the toothpaste back in the tube. But maybe we do a big swerve, a big twist. There is a story there, we can tease it. That Seth Rollins walks away with Paul Heyman. And then, look, if Jey Uso is going to win that championship, Jey Uso versus Seth Rollins for the world title, with Seth Rollins as a heel and Paul Heyman in his corner, it goes back to what we were just saying. It's chaos, it's carnage, it's new, it's trying something out. It would have jeopardy for me, because I would actually believe that Jey Uso would lose that title to Seth Rollins. Even if we did it at Backlash, I think WWE would have Jey Uso lose, because obviously there is some discussion about, there is some conversation. But more importantly, somebody has to be that scapegoat, right? Somebody's going to have to pull that card, because you can't just have long title reign, it gets boring. I mean, Cody will probably lose at WrestleMania. That was over a year. Roman Reigns, 1,316 days. But even Chelsea Green, who I think we should do way better with Chelsea Green. The fact she's not at WrestleMania is stupid. But she's been the US champion now for like 5-6 months. It's a long time. So I love Jey Uso. He's one of my favorite wrestlers. Get mad, totally cool. But if he did only hold it for 4 weeks, I think if you're delicate enough with it and you're smart enough with it, it's going to have impact, it's going to make him a bigger babyface, and it justifies Seth Rollins' heel turn, which, as you know, is my biggest thing. You turn heel, you have to win the match. Otherwise, what's the point? You throw your morals out the window and then you can't win? You're a loser. Pull Shinsuke Nakamura, punch AJ Styles in the balls over and over again, and never won a title, and now we don't see him anymore. And the last one, as I put my phone in my pocket, is my most excited one. I'm taking it as a rumor, because people like to look at the betting odds, and the betting odds vary wildly, especially in Vegas. Usually about 12 hours before the event. I think the Intercontinental title match is night 1, whenever, but we'll see them shift. Do you know who the odds-on favorite is right now, my friends? Dominic Mysterio. I think we should do it. I don't think Bron Breakker should be pinned. I think the idea of the 4-way is to allow Dominic Mysterio to win that belt in the, in the worst way possible. That's what I would do. Then you have Raquel and Liv with their titles post-Mania, and you have him. That can be the sort of core of the New Judgment Day, because he just screw over Finn Balor as well. I love that rumor. I think it's great. I think it justifies the build. It protects Penta. It protects Bron Breakker. We shift the IC title around. Maybe Bron Breakker can move away from the Intercontinental title championship, because some people are going to have bigger feuds at the top of the cards. You can't just keep doing tennis ball with the same people. That excites me more than anything. not more than Austin, but maybe more than anything I can think of. If someone said right now, Simon The Rock is going to be there, or Dominic Mysterio wins the IC title, I mean, I would be cut down the middle, but I may be going with Dom, just because I think it would create people so mad, but also so happy, because people love that guy. I actually think he'll be a babyface before the end of the year. So I'm excited. I think there's potential, just because of the horrible Kevin Owens injury, I do hope he's doing okay, to actually have some serious fun with this WrestleMania, and that's all we want. You can call it whatever you want, showcase the Immortals, the end of season into a brand new WWE season. It should just try and entertain you more than other pay-per-views, PLEs, because it is the biggest one. So your expectations go up. So when you watch the Super Bowl, the FA Cup final, whatever it is, you expect more, because that's how our brain works. So I really, really do hope the WWE is able to do it.
Are you Simon Miller?
I am Simon Miller. Who are you? I don't know who you are.
I'm just a wrestling fan. I can't believe this guy progress last night. He kicked ass.
Actually, I lost, but there you go. There's a rumour. No longer the Proteus champion.
What? I don't believe it. I won't have it.
Well, we're going to have to deal with it, bro.
Surely we're blinded by some sort of mist or something.
Well, do you know, it's still on my hand. Look, you're still green. Can you see that? I still have. It's definitely not colour food dye. It's definitely.
He's so green, even when he loses, he's Big Money Miller.
Or I'm so rubbish at wrestling, I'm literally green. Literally green. How you doing, Hamlet?
Very well. I'm already tired from like 5 minutes of running.
Dude, it's so hot. How are you doing this?
I don't know. It's too hot. It's too hot.
Although, look, as with the end of the video, put yourself over for the amount of amazing health stuff you've done recently. Inspire people.
Well, I can only inspire people by a bit of a cheat code I've got. It's called having Simon Miller in my DMs. It's incredibly helpful. I've got 2 tricks. 1, get his phone number. 2, just look at that logo up in that corner for the Hyper X Arena and think, well, can't look silly in there. So
how much weight have you lost?
35 pounds.
35 pounds, which is essentially more than 2 stone, right? It's 2.5 stone.
Is that 2.5 stone?
Yeah, it's 14 pounds and a stone or whatever.
I mean, you should have seen the breakfast burrito I had this morning. I'm working at getting it back on as quick as possible.
No, but we've just taken over the video now. That's the end. We just go over 10 minutes.
Sorry.
But the coolest thing when we were talking about it is you had this as your goal.
Yeah.
So you could come out here and then actually enjoy yourself, whatever that word means. But you're still going for runs.
You can't get enough of it, man. Honestly, it's that addiction that we talked about before. You can get addicted to the food, you can get addicted to the Mountain Dew. I'm living proof. But you can get addicted to this too. Get yourself a life that has both. I think that's my current thing.
This is what Hamlet's the best, right? Balance. He is balanced. He's healthy, but he's going to have his Mountain Dew. He's going to have his ridiculous breakfast taco. But you've got the best of both worlds. You can do it. You don't have to wake up at 4 a.m. and go and do cardio. I can't stand it.
Don't tell me that that's not motivational, man.
Well,
that's what powers me.
But I just stupid Instagram people. Oh, you've got to get up at 4 a.m. and go for a run. No, you don't. Sleep in and go at 7. That's fine. He's doing it.
I'm not convinced about that rock pancake picture. I pride myself on eating way too much, but those are too many.
The cheat that, well,
yeah, come on, Dwayne.
I mean, no comment, but don't believe social media is what I'm going to say. But truly, inspiration. And when he told me what he's doing and he did it, that's the coolest thing ever.
That's how I'm moved by this. I feel I want to do another mile down there now. Just to
it's so hot, dude. I mean, don't collapse. Don't collapse.
Walls, man. I'm gonna let you go back to being professionals.
We're about to finish it. We just. What's your WrestleMania rumor? There you go. We've probably already touched on it, but throw out the one you're most excited about that could happen.
It's got to be Stone Cold Steve Austin, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like
I think it's a lock. Convinced.
There's a hangover from last year where that glass didn't smash. Yeah. We've all felt it for the last 12 months, and it's got to be this weekend. He's not just been brought in to help your guy sell some tickets for the Hall of Fame. There's got to be a second reason for Steve Austin to be in town, right?
The thing is that it's just too many events this week. That's what I've decided. I'm not saying they couldn't have promoted the Hall of Fame better, but I think it's overkill. I think the glass is poured over this. You've got to calm it down.
Yeah, I think we have experienced a bit of the collective this year. Obviously, you work in progress last night. So much happening. You're having conversations and somebody's telling you they're going to a show that you didn't even know was happening. Yeah. I've never known it be like this. Great in one respect, but it does spread everybody everywhere.
Well, that show last night was midnight, and I thought that was a one-off. No, there's another one tonight. Yeah. There's another one at midnight, probably after WrestleMania too.
I think that's it. There's indie shows clashing with WrestleMania at like bars downtown and stuff. It's just brilliant. It's brilliant in theory, but it does mean that everyone gets sort of scattered.
I think it's good because people have choice, but I do think that's the reason that some of those events aren't selling. You don't need it. You do not need to go if you do. Even the Undertaker show, I don't think is sold out.
That's right. Yeah, Undertaker, the roast of WrestleMania.
Roast. That's the stupidest idea ever. That roast. Who wants that? Who wants that?
Well, they don't. WWE apparently don't want that because they're not necessarily going to even air it ever. They're going to wait and see how controversial it gets or whatever. You know, somebody's going to make an edgelord crack and then the whole thing's going to disappear. It's going to appear on the Vault channel in like 15 years when enough time's passed for those jokes to be fair game, isn't it? It's going to become the new Bret Hart, Tom McGee. Oh, the roast of WrestleMania. That's how it's going to end up.
They will sell the network to someone new, and that will be the first video. The roast you were never meant to see.
That's how it's going to work, man. They'll make their money in the end.
It's true. Honestly, I like stuff like, well, do I? I'm 50-50. It depends what it was. But when they announced that, I was like, I don't like any of this.
No.
I don't think it works for wrestling. It's too thin-skinned, which is nothing wrong. There's no problem with that. But the business in large is full of a lot of, and I'm one of them when it comes to wrestling. Thick skin with YouTube, very thin skin in wrestling. And I don't think it's worth pushing those buttons.
I can't imagine who has to like sign off that joke sheet without it being Triple H himself, because surely he's one of the only ones that can give final, or Nick Khan or someone, a final sign off, because that one that goes over the line, the whole thing's like cooked, isn't it?
I agree. And also, there are some things we shouldn't joke about. Let me rephrase that. Everything should be allowed to be a joke. But if a wrestler said, please don't because I'm struggling with it, don't do it. It's not worth it. What's the point? It's not worth it. It's not an angle on Raw or SmackDown.
And it's roasts, and that's what happens at roasts. Yeah.
I'm not going to name names, it's not fair, but some wrestlers are being unfairly roasted on the internet recently, and I'm a bit worried for not that they need my sympathy, but I do get worried about their mental health. I don't want it to happen in a professional capacity, because then, and more rightly so, the internet will be like, we can do it then. That's what it tells you. If you can do it, why can't we? Of course they can. It's all equal.
Does, isn't it? Opens doors. And that's why, even though we're idiots on the internet, we've got to be responsible with it. There's a line. I'm
not going to, I told Phil this, but I'll tell you after when the camera's off. May have been talking to a WWE superstar about that last night. So there you go. But I can't tell you that because I wasn't even meant to say that. If they say they're going to get in trouble now, they said don't say anything. Well, I did it. On that note, thanks for joining me, Michael. Appreciate it, man.
We'll see.
Are you actually going to go run now?
I'm going to go right down there. I'm going to go to the Vegas sign and back.
How far away is the Vegas sign?
About a mile. It's about a mile. We're good.
Jeez, hell yeah, man. And then, the show will have happened by the time this is. When WhatCulture Lifetime.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Over by then. So this will be over by the time this goes on YouTube.
I mean, probably. Or we won't find you. You'll be collapsed down from the heat.
I'll be somewhere in the desert like Ric Flair was on Nitro in '99. I will let you go and run.
That was Vegas, wasn't it? Oh my gosh. You can take tours out into the desert for some reason.
Chuck me out and leave it. I don't want to go home. Just chuck me out and leave it.
That's what we're going to do. Mike Hamflett, good guy. Came watch me in progress. Came and saw me lose my title in progress. It's a sad day. Anyway. You can go nuts. That's all you're going to want to talk about is that dialogue right there. Drop me a comment below, like the video, share it, subscribe. I've said it on all my videos. Enjoy it, my friends. It's WrestleMania weekend. Whether you're going to the shows or you're not going to the shows, put a smile on your face. Even if something sucks, you could grab entertainment from that. And now let's lovingly look off into the distance as Michael Hamflett runs away, which is the story of my life. Enjoy WrestleMania, my friends, and I will speak to you soon.